The heartbroken mother of a murder victim speaks to Fox 29 about the point-blank shooting of her 28-year-old daughter. It comes as violence against women in particular is spiking in Philadelphia.
Now, I will give them a little credit, man, for being somewhat honest. Violence is spiking against women in Philadelphia. But that's only half of the story. What kind of women is violence spiking against in Philadelphia? That's the other half of the story that you're completely leaving out because it goes without saying. It literally is no reason for them to even say it. However, for a person, say I'm from planet Pluto, and I just arrived here, and I don't know nothing. I don't know the dynamics. Say I'm from Sentinel Island, and I just got my visa, and here I am, and I need the news to break things down for me. What type of women is violence spiking against? Okay, so in Philadelphia, let's see what type of women the violence is spiking against. Because they left it like, I mean, if you don't know, this is the gun memorial, all the fatal gunshot victims in Philadelphia, okay? Everybody who gets clapped and killed. Wow. Chandra Jones. She was killed in a triple shooting. Mom dead, 2 wounded. Gunmen opened fire on cars full of women. 2 wounded as gunmen opened fire on cars full of women. So it seems to be overwhelmingly one group of women that is being affected by this spike in violence.
The heartbroken mother of a murder victim speaks to Fox 29 about the point-blank shooting of her 28-year-old daughter. It comes as violence against women in particular is spiking in Philadelphia. I'm Shayna Humphreys.
I'm Jason Martinez. 60 women have been killed in Philadelphia so far this year, a 50% increase from last year. Our Kelly Rule live at police headquarters tonight. Kelly.
Yeah, Jason and Shayna, a disturbing trend we're seeing here in the city. And the family of 28-year-old Shemeka Franklin tells me she was a mom to an 8-year-old, a 2-year-old, and only an 8-month-old. Police say she was shot at point-blank range 6 times, a murder they feel was premeditated.
You took my daughter away from me. You took my daughter away from her kids.
Fatima Johnson says her 28-year-old daughter, Shemeka Franklin, was a mother to 3. 8 years old, 2 years old, and 8 months old. Police say this man was clearly looking for her at Willard and G Streets in Kensington around 5 in the evening Sunday. Here's the surveillance video. As soon as she gets close, police say he fires at least 6 times at point-blank range, killing her.
And I saw the original video to this, man. Homie was hanging out at the store for a long time waiting for her. And he had no mask on, and he could have wore his mask. He had no mask on. He looked into the camera several times. Doesn't care. He was out there for a long time waiting for her. I think he called her, because the way he was waiting, it looked like he called her. He didn't lure her down to the river, the underpass by the river. You know, in the mob movie where they always do the transaction. Or where the 2 bosses always meet in Soprano. Remember Tony would meet with Johnny Stacks. They meet down by the river and docks. No, it's got broad daylight, busy corner in Philadelphia. Just standing out there, cameras, everything around, people everywhere. shoots down a girl in broad daylight, mother of 3. Well, what she do? You don't know what she did, man. All right, man. Whatever, man. But look, it is what it is.
Police say this man was clearly looking for her at Willard and G Streets in Kensington around 5 in the evening Sunday. Here's the surveillance video. As soon as she gets close, police say he fires at least 6 times at point-blank range, killing her.
This is obviously a very premeditated act. Very important that we get this individual off the street. This is an act that really, when you watch the video, it's horrific to see this act.
And it's brutal. It looks like this was personal.
40 women were killed in 2020. This year, 60 women were killed, and the year is not over. Police say domestic motives in this year's homicides are up 94%, though they don't know if that's the case in Franklin's murder.
She didn't see this coming. She didn't see it coming at all.
Wednesday, police also asked for the public's help in 2 other cases: the double murder of 56-year-old Constance Marshall and 31-year-old Irene McNair in an illegal speakeasy on Ridge Avenue Thursday night, and the whereabouts of 33-year-old James White, accused of shooting his girlfriend on October 28th. Johnson, too, wants justice.
She didn't deserve this. Nobody deserved to die like she did. That was brutal what you did. Turn yourself in, because you will be caught. You will be caught. And I have no mercy on you.
Now, here's my thing with sisters. And I know this mom's going through a lot. All you guys talk about is how the criminal justice system is racist against these men. I mean, look what they're doing. I mean, maybe now, look at what they do. Like, there's too many, close the prisons. There's too many Sunmen in prison. I mean, do you think they're pulling these brothers' names out of a hat? The sentences are too long. Bail is racist because Sunmen don't have any money. Well, why they ain't got no money to pay bail? Because of racism, too. Okay, so that's it's racist that they ain't got no money, and then it's racist to charge bail for violent criminals. So everything's racist, and that's why y'all protest so much. And y'all always protesting and telling us to protest. If we ain't protesting nothing, that's y'all. Trust me, I've been to some of these BLM protests and all these. I'm looking around, I'm like, oh, the brother's going to wait for the looting to start. This the pregame. It's like coming to the club early, and brothers don't come to the club till late, till 12. The demonstration is like the people that come to the club at 9. I just don't understand, man. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a Sun man, but I have a side of my mind that works like everybody else's. Other groups. Why don't the sisters who protest every time a crackhead, a junkie dies in police custody anywhere? I mean, anywhere where some drunkard, some vagabond is fighting with police and he gets in, no matter what he did. And why don't those same people who protest that, why don't they take the streets to protest this? And then why don't they holler at their girl Joy Reid? She was talking something about America has a missing glacier glider woman fantasy or something. Well, Joy, here's your opportunity, man. You don't even have to do the whole country. Just do Philly. Sisters is getting smoked in the Philadelphia. We're not talking about domestic incidents. We talking about in the street, man. Like, that brother ran up on her like You know, you don't. That's street stuff right there, man. And you know it was over something stupid. When you find out what it's over, you be like, but I think it's hopeless, man. There's no solution. Hit the like button, subscribe. Join me Tuesdays and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. on Oct Nation TV for the live stream. Hit the like button. Share these videos. Hit the PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat. Peace. I'm out.
A 16-year-old was killed after a fight at a Dallas gas station erupted in gunfire.
16-year-old Lariah Foreman was killed in that shooting. Her family says that she was with two teenage friends, and police say they'd gotten into an argument with a group of men. An off-duty Dallas police officer saw what happened, tried to chase the men, instead ended up being shot at himself. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager joining us now with more. Peyton.
Heather, Lariah's family is just devastated. They want to remain private, but they did tell me this evening that the 16-year-old was in the car with two family members. Those family members, also teenagers and also females, and right now they want the killers in custody.
Remember the days when a dude would get into something with a girl and at the most he'd slap her? Like at the most. You know what I mean? Remember those days? Remember those days? Like you was a bad guy. You was a terrible person. Her brothers would come and see you. Who slapped my sister, man? Where you at? People would look at you like, oh. Now it's like, you arguing? Oh, them girls, what them girls say? That's where we at now. These dudes, it's different, man. And these dudes ain't no tougher. Dudes back in the day were tough. You didn't whip out and spray a car full of females. You didn't see some chick that you may have had words with. Remember I told you so over stupid stuff? Some argument at the gas station. They whipped out and sprayed a car full of girls. We see this all across the country. Now, dudes know 99 times out of 100 females ain't packing. I don't know what type of girls you be around. And I know you, but I know one, I know a girl. I'm talking about it as a collective in general. Women ain't packing. Even in the hood, they might have a box cutter or a razor, depending on if that, or a blade, something like that, or some mace, if that.
The 16-year-old was in the car with two family members. Those family members, also teenagers and also females, and right now they want the killers in custody.
Dallas detectives are looking for multiple people responsible for the shooting death of a 16-year-old girl at a gas station in Pleasant Grove overnight Sunday. Family members identified the teen as Lariah Foreman. Foreman's family tells Fox 4 off camera she was with two other family members who are teenagers as well when a group of men opened fire on their vehicle at the Fox gas station near Murdoch Road and US 175. Police believe the two groups got into an argument.
I was laying down and I heard gunshots. Maybe about 7 of them.
Mary Rositas lives just feet away from the crime scene. After a night of trick-or-treating, she and her daughter stopped by the gas station just an hour before the shooting.
I felt like they were going to shoot through the window because they were so close by.
DPD says a uniformed off-duty police officer witnessed the shooting. The officer then followed the killers in his personal car into a nearby neighborhood. Less than a mile from the gas station, police say the gunman then opened fire on the officer. The officer wasn't hit and didn't return fire, but the bullets blew a tire out, causing his car to come to a stop. Police say the three men took off in a gray Hyundai Sonata while the officer waited for backup. Police are not sure how many of the men fired shots. The three girls in their Chrysler 300 that now had a shattered window and bullet holes took off and drove to a different gas station for help off St. Augustine. Paramedics rushed Foreman to the hospital and treated the other two teenagers who were with her. They were not seriously hurt.
Look at all the resources and tax dollars. The off-duty cop, he's still in his uniform. He hadn't even made it home. He just got off and he's, driving home in his uniform. And he sees these dudes shooting up this car full of females. He chases them, risking life and limb into a neighborhood. They get out, start shooting at him. He doesn't return fire, thankfully, because we'd have 1 million sisters down there protesting. They killing our kings. But he doesn't return fire, so we don't have to worry about that. And then the paramedics come. Basically, they drive a hospital to the other gas station where these girls went and perform state-of-the-art life-saving measures on her, the best that you got, and she didn't make it. All these resources. You ever want to know where your tax dollars going? It's going to Blackistan.
How can it happen this?
Steve Alalak works next door at his car repair shop. He says he was shocked to learn what happened when he came into work Monday morning.
I see police everywhere. Here, park here, come over there.
It's still unclear what sparked the shooting or if the two groups knew each other. Dallas police are now trying to piece together 3 different crime scenes to track down Foreman's killers.
It's not right. I mean, they should pay up for what they did. It could happen again.
Investigators did stop by both gas stations looking for surveillance video, but right now Dallas police is not releasing any type of suspect description. All that we know is that they could possibly be in an older gray Hyundai Sonata.